Ladies and gentlemen, as always, they have been shared, and please submit them as soon as you possibly can so that we can comply with that necessity. Thank you, Ms. Chaulala.
Proposals of condolence or congratulations by the Speaker.
I have condolences to offer to Councillor Bushula on the loss of her father, and can we acknowledge that for Councillor Bushula? It's always a very sad time to lose a parent. Our thoughts are with you, Councillor. And then our birthdays. Alderman Papers in absentia was his birthday on the 3rd of July, and our very own Councillor Moketi Motsamai on the 7th of July. Happy birthday to you for that day. We hope you had a good time. There we go. Thank you. Ms. Chaulala.
Proposals of condolence or congratulations by other members.
Chief Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Also condolences, Councillor Bushula, to you, for your family, for the loss of your father, and also to Glory Tupa for the loss of her mother, to her and her family there. And then congratulations to Bafana for their great stint in the World Cup. We are so very proud of them. And then also well done to our South African teams that's doing quite well currently in the Commonwealth Games. And we are looking forward to seeing what they are going to do in the rest of the games going forward. Thank you very much, sir.
Anybody else? Yes, Councillor Belli.
First, Mr. Speaker, I would sincerely pass our condolences as the ANC to Councillor Bushula for the passing of his father. May his soul rest in eternal peace and family gain strength in these trying times. So we'd also like to propose condolences to Mr. Mashaba. I think they know him as Mr. Mashaba from the generation. So his name is Butla Sibukhudi, for those who didn't know him. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Also, from the World Cup, as much as we have done good by representing South Africa, but we would sincerely like to pass our condolences, because this came as a tragic to the whole South African nation of the passing of a young talent, Jaden Adams. So I think this issue of mental issues, Speaker, I think also from the municipality side, we also need to take into cognizance, because if there's too much pressure, I can feel for the mayor, maybe suffering from the depression. So we also need to bring awareness from the social services, MMC, so that even the councillors, as we are exiting, I think the pressure will be relieved. For those who will be staying behind, good luck. Thank you.
I'm glad to see that no matter what the circumstances, Councillor Ndebele never loses his sense of humour. Thank you, Councillor Ndebele. Yes, I'll move on around. Councillor Deslocka.
Thank you, Speaker. And we also, from the EFF, like to send the condolences to our fighter here, Fighter Bushula. And we have already sent the condolences as an organization long ago, but I think we should register it here also. And we also like to send our condolences also to the family of the ex-actor, who by the name of Sputla. And then we say that may his soul rest in peace. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Maimani.
Thanks, Speaker. Speaker, I just want to send my sincere condolences to the family of Sipati Mufokeng, who was buried last week, Saturday, and he was working at a skills center at Savannah City. So the scripture says, Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 to 2. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any others? Yes, Councillor Mokeng Mufoko.
Thank you very much, Speaker. As we conclude the month of July and prepare to enter Women's Month, we do so with heavy hearts. This really should be a time of celebration and recognition of the invaluable contribution of women to families, communities, and the nation at large. Instead, we continue to witness the heartbreaking reality of women, children, and elderly persons becoming victims of brutal killings, kidnappings, abuse, and violence. Every life lost is one too many, Speaker. Every family left grieving is a reminder that we still have much work to do to build safer communities. Violence has no place in our society, and it requires all of us, government, law enforcement, societies, families, and every resident to stand united against GBV. As councillors, let us recommit ourselves to creating communities where women can walk freely without fear, where children can grow up safely, and where our elderly are treated with dignity, care, and respect. May this Women's Month not only be marked by speeches and celebrations, but by meaningful action, stronger partnerships, and an unwavering commitment to ending gender-based violence and protecting the most vulnerable among us. Let's honor the victims by ensuring that their stories inspire change and that together we build a Midvaal where every person can live in safety and dignity. Thank you, Speaker.
So yes, Councillor Creer.
Thank you, Speaker. I would also like to give my condolences to our soccer star who's passed away. And I really feel for his family and for his team. I know what it feels like to lose a main player. And may God be with them and protect them. I also wish to send my condolences to the Mkwena family who lost two grannies in the span of a week. And I pray that they will find peace and that God will be with them. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any others? Ladies and gentlemen, can we accept those condolences and congratulations? I just want to correct something I missed out earlier. I just wanted to say welcome to our guests today here. I see we have Councillor Linda Parsonson from Citibank and aspirant Councillor Jane Erasmus from Ward 15. Moketi, I think you need to introduce your guest to us. And I'd like to special welcome to my son, who's out here looking after me at the moment from England. Welcome. And
thank you, Speaker. Also in the gallery, we have a guest from Heidelberg. She is on one of our campaign teams, my campaign team. We had to stop her because she wanted to move to Midvaal. And today, unfortunately, I had to show her what Midvaal looks like. Thank you, Speaker. Her name is Marti. Thank you.
thank you, MMC, and welcome, ma'am. Welcome to all of you. I hope you gained something positive from this meeting. Thank you. Ms. Chabanala, can we proceed?
Confirmation of minutes of previous meeting. Recommendation that the minutes of the 6th Special Council meeting held on 25 June 2026 be approved.
Are we in agreement with these minutes, ladies and gentlemen? Agreed. Thank you very much. Mr. Chabanala.
Minutes of Council meeting held on 30 June 2026 be approved.
Do we agree?
That the minutes of the 7th Special Council meeting held on 3 July 2026 be approved.
Do we agree? Thank you very much.
Questions of which notice has been given? There are none. Motions or proposals deferred from previous meetings? There are none.
Thank you very much. Please proceed. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome our other guest today, Mr. Eunice Chamda, who is the chairperson of the Audit Committee. He's come to present to us his report, and I'm going to give an opportunity to do that now so that we can release him for his further duties. Mr. Chamda, would you do us the honour, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Greetings to the Executive Mayor, all the councillors here, the administration led by our Municipal Manager, and all the other guests that are here. I greet you all. Good afternoon. I'd like to present the audit report, the Audit Performance Integrity and Risk Management Committee report to this council for the period of 1st September 2026 to the 31st of March 2026. Honourable councillors, at some areas I will not read the long lists that are contained in your report because they are tabled, and I'll take it that you would have read them. So the first part, we just cover the legislative framework, which is normal procedure. We also quote that all of this is conducted in terms of the charter that was approved by council in April 2026. The committee itself consists now of 5 members, and during the reporting period, we had vacancies which needed to be filled. I'm pleased to say that we've filled those vacancies, and as the report states, we now have a stable team of audit committee members, and their periods run on into 2028 and 2029, and that stability is quite important so that we have continuity in the audit committee as well, so that when we take on matters, we're able to see it through over a period of time. So during this period, we did undergo some changes in membership, but that has been dealt with. Pleased to report that at our audit committee meetings, one of the standing items that we've insisted on is a service delivery report, which the municipal manager brings to the audit committee, and it gives us an opportunity to look at the key service delivery issues in the municipality, particularly around water, sanitation, electricity, roads, waste removal. Those areas are particularly important to us as the audit committee, and we get regular reports, and we are grateful for these regular reports. We are mindful of the fact that even where there are areas that could be improved upon, we would always view that in the light of the capacity that's available. Because if there was endless capacity, Mr. Speaker, we'd do everything under the sun. So we're always mindful of that. On the functionality side, the audit committee is quite functional. For the second and third quarter meetings, we had 2 special meetings and 2 ordinary meetings, and the dates are listed there. The Office of the Auditor General presented the draft audit report for the 24-25 financial year, and that was adopted by the audit committee on the 26th of November 2025, and of course, once again, the municipality sustained its clean audit, which we are extremely proud of, and congratulations to all of you. The Auditor General's management report was also presented to the audit committee, and that was also dealt with on the same date. The draft annual report was presented to the audit committee on the 27th of January this year, and we considered that without issues. Internal audit, we had reports that were presented by the internal audit in November and February, and the committee noted those reports without any material issues. The report on the financial results, as required by Section 71 and 52 of the MFA for quarter 1 and 2, these were presented to the audit committee and noted in October and February. The performance report on predetermined objectives was presented to the audit committee on the 29th of October and on the 11th of February, and that was for quarter 1 and quarter 2. And I'll say something about this in a minute when I come to the end, Mr. Speaker. The risk management reports were all presented, and there are 4 of them listed there with the dates. And we also looked at the risk appetite tolerance statement, as well as the tolerance monitoring tool for the 25-26 financial year, and we were quite happy with that. The Gauteng Provincial Treasury presented the report on quarter 1 on the 26th of November 2025, which once again the audit committee noted without any material issues. Mr. Speaker, the audit committee really, by way of summary, wants to present to this council that the audit committee keeps an eye on governance and accountability, And the committee pays particular attention to the ethical leadership, the transparency, accountability, and compliance with legislation by this municipality. And we'll continue to keep our eye on that. And management has been encouraged to implement audit recommendations, and in particular within timeframes. So the audit committee pays attention to that. Monitoring of the audit committee findings, the committee monitored the implementation of both the internal audit and the AG's recommendations to reduce repeat findings and to strengthen the internal controls of the municipality. Performance oversight, management was encouraged to improve service delivery by ensuring that the KPIs are measurable, achievable, and aligned with the IDPs. And I want to just say that in respect of performance, it is my view that one of the foundations on which the success of Midvaal municipality is built is based on a solid performance assessment system that you've implemented. By the middle of next month, Mr. Mayor, we'll be sitting once again to do the assessments of your managers. I particularly value the attention to detail and holding the administration accountable. The conversations get difficult sometimes, as they should be. But that is why, in the end, you have to continue to stay focused, because you do, when you do performance assessments, it also goes with the necessary critique, and that's not always easy to manage. On the risk management issues, all the emerging risks that we pick up, we've been able to flag them. Cybersecurity, infrastructure deterioration, revenue collection. And we are also mindful of the fact that if a risk is detected that needs immediate attention, the audit committee, goes through its cycle of meetings, and that can be sometimes a lengthy process. So we've been able to flag some of these risks with the municipal manager, and we hope that it will get immediate attention where we think the risk needs immediate attention. And one of these, for example, is the fact that this municipality is running 2 parallel procurement systems. We are deeply concerned about that. And the manual systems in particular are very concerning because they don't provide the necessary audit trail that you get on an electronic system. And we have appealed to the municipal manager to bring a report to the audit committee, but to manage that risk immediately so that we don't find issues that will emerge from that. On financial governance, the committee is encouraged to strengthen revenue, to improve debt collection, and to be really prudent with your expenditure. Lastly, regarding capacity building, the committee recommends that there should be a continued investment in training and retaining skilled officials to maintain continuity. If there's one thing I can say about Midvaal, and I can speak of the history of Midvaal since 1995, when the first local councils were established, this municipality has always had stable administrations and great continuity. And we think that we must work hard to maintain that as best as we can. We know we face competition and all of that, but we must work hard for that. We'd love to have continuity with the council members, but unfortunately there's this little matter of the 4th of November. So you're going to have to earn your continuity. And in that light, Mr. Speaker, allow me to wish you all well for the upcoming elections. And thank you very much for the oversight that you have played over this municipality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chamda. Mr. Chamda, you are, I don't know whether anybody has any questions for you. Any questions for Mr. Chamda? No?
Speaker, thank you so much. Mine is not a question, but a comment from what Mr. Chamda just presented. So in terms of the SDBIP, Mr. Speaker, and there is an item today on the agenda. I said to mayoral committee that it is important and very crucial that our key performance indicators speak to visible service delivery on the ground. There is no point, Mr. Chamda, that we meet, for example, or we get 90% KPI achievement, but it's not visible or it doesn't correlate to what we see on the ground. So what I'll be focusing on going forward, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that our KPIs are also directly linked to what happens on the ground in terms of service delivery. There is no point HODs or the gets a bonus at the end of the year, but while we still, for example, have 1,000 of potholes all over the show. So how do we directly correlate or link that to the administration? And I know that it's very hard. I can see the smiling next to me and the officials at the back. But I think it's very important that we try to align that so that it's the same as the clean audit, Mr. Speaker. When we get the clean audit, it must be something people can see, feel and touch on the ground. There's no paper. It is something that is documented. We're doing good in terms of managing our finances, etc. But on the ground, it tells a different story. So I do think, Mr. Chamda, there is an opportunity there to link our performance management system a little bit more closer to what is also happening on the ground in terms of service delivery. And I do understand that there are performance indicators that go right down to other middle management, etc., and officials on the ground. But how do we ensure that all the KPIs that we have in terms of the performance of the seniors, the management, that it speaks directly to service delivery on the ground? And I think that is something that I'm grappling with. So what I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, is that it shouldn't just be about reports or meeting a target or designing a report or a strategy. And then we have that strategy, we've met the KPI, we are happy, etc., but it does not speak directly to what is on the ground. So I'm very, very proud of the team. If you do look at, in terms of what we achieved, we moved from around, I think it was around 84% achievement on our KPIs, right up to a 92%. So it shows good progress, and thank you to the audit committee, Mr. Chamda, and them for also ensuring that they also play the oversight that they play together with this committee. But for me, as the mayor of this institution, in order to improve and strengthen the systems and the mechanisms, the machinery that we have here, we need to ensure that the KPIs also, to some extent, speak to service delivery on the ground. So I think that is a project for me that I will be looking at. And I think when we do go to, Mr. Speaker, on the review around January on the SDBIP, I will obviously by then have a clear indication of exactly how do we tie visible service delivery to the performance management system. I have discussed this with the PMS department and corporate services, so they're fully aware of what it is that I'm looking for. And I think that can only make us stronger, Mr. Speaker. As Mr. Chamda has indicated, the bar has been set very high in Midvaal for us to do better, and complacency can never ever creep in. We must never ever allow complacency to creep in. We must continue to strive to be the best. And this is not for us as a council here, but for the 150,000 plus Midvaal residents that we serve. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Executive. Mr. Chamda, we can excuse you if you wish to leave. You're welcome to stay if you wish, but if you have other things to attend to, we can release you with our gratitude. Thank you, sir.
Next item, the report of the Mayoral Committee.
Mr. Speaker, I herewith present the report of the Mayoral Committee for Council's consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. Ms. Chabalala.
Items of the Speaker, there are none. Items of the Section 79 committees, there are none. Items of the Mayoral Committee, non-delegated matters. Item C 3834, amendment of the national minimum wage as per Government Gazette 54075, number R7083 of 3 February Minimum Wage Act 2018, effective from 4 February 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask, are we in agreement? But I want to make a comment there because you know, it's been in my mind a bit lately that of late we've had a few occasions when we haven't all been in agreement and we don't actually have a means of checking that. when we ask, are we in agreement, there might be 5 or 6 voices that say yes, and we then minute that as unanimously accepted. In Parliament, you have 3 buttons, yes, no, or abstain. And I'm going to suggest and ask that the administration maybe look into introducing a system here so that each one of us has to commit yourself to every item where you say yes, no, or abstain, so that we actually have a record. And I think it's something that we need to take on board. I'd like to receive comments or what you feel about it, but it's something that's been in my mind, and I think it's probably time we introduced. Thank you. So I'm going to accept for today. We're going to carry on as usual, but I'm asking you to give that some thought. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Jawala.
Item C 3835, Promotion of Access to Information Act Manual. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we have consensus?
Agreed.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Item C 3836, Report of the Chairperson of the Audit Performance Integrity and Risk Management Committee, Quarter 2 and 3, 1 September 2025 to 31 March 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
I think we're in agreement. We've all heard the audit chairperson's report. Can we accept the item?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Item C 3837, Minutes of the Audit Performance Integrity and Risk Management Committee, Meetings, 1 February 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we concur?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Item C 3838, Claims Register, May 2026, Progress Report, 2025 to 2026 financial year. There are no speakers for this item.
I'm going to allow Councillor Brits. He did ask me if he would speak.
Thanks a lot, Speaker. On that item, I see on that report there's still plenty of vehicles been damaged. And I want to ask the people who's driving at the back and the sides, the driver not bumped and damaged the vehicles. I see in that report there's plenty of vehicles been damaged. Thanks a lot, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there any comments? Can we accept the item, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Ms. Chabalala.
Item C 3839, Claims Register, June 2026, Progress Report, 2025 to 2026 financial year. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we concur? Thank you.
Item C 3840, to request council to approve the signing of the MOU between MLM and CDM on the HIV/AIDS awareness program. Speakers for this item is from the EFF.
Councillor Sloka.
Yeah, Speaker, we welcome this agreement, Speaker, but what is of concern to us. This report speaks about the ward-based programs. Now, the question is now, previously, if we had the same program here, we couldn't identify or see any activities at the ward-based level. Now, the question that we are asking, Speaker, is now, how can we identify or ensure that we have those work programs? Maybe they are there, we don't see them. So can one explain maybe as to, because they are very crucial to us. So we have never seen them. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Sloka. MMC.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Speaker, we have, for its history, we have always received this money extremely late. And we've never been able to actually build these things. This is why we are now asking that a tighter ship is run on this. We are asking that the MM is allowed to sign this memorandum of understanding. And the moment that money lands, the financial services will let us know and we can start it. We used to get enough funds to do a tiny little bit thing right at the end of a financial year, and the money had to go back. But this time we are guaranteed, the memorandum of understanding will now split it, 60% and 40%, and that's why we're asking right now for it so that we can start pushing. And it will happen once the funds arrive. We have been assured that it will be sooner rather than later, as per history. I hope that helps.
you want to address the item? Are you happy? Good. Can we then pass the item, ladies and gentlemen?
Great.
Thank you very much. Ms. Chalala?
Item C 3841, proposal for the demolition of redundant guardhouse at Blackwood Transfer Station, asset number ZF00224. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we agree?
Great.
Thank you.
Item C 3842, report on financial results for the month of June 2026 as required by Section 71 and 52D of the Municipal Finance Management Act. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we note the item? Thank you.
Item C 3843, report on deviations from the supply chain management policy as required by the Municipal Supply Chain Management Regulations, month of June 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Do we note the item?
Noted.
Yes. Take the mayor.
Just congratulate all the departments, including finance. You know, this is the type of report I want to receive every month, MM and your team, where there are no deviations, so there's nothing at all. So I'm very, very proud. I think this is exactly what I expect from all of the departments, and I do understand there are sole service providers, etc., etc. But we should keep it this way. I think at one stage we were almost at 6 or 7 deviations by end of the month, and to come right down to 0 shows that we are making good progress. So well done to the administration and the MMCs for keeping an eye on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. I agree. Are we in agreement, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Ms. Chalala?
Item C 3844, report of the implementation of the supply chain management policy for the fourth quarter of the 2025-2026 financial year, 1 April 2026 to 30 June 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Are we in agreement?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Item C 3845, annual report of the implementation of the supply chain management policy for the 2025-2026 financial year, 1 July 2025 to 30 June 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Are we in agreement?
Great.
Thank you.
Item C 3846, amendment to indigent policy clause 11.10 and 11.11, benefits of registered indigents, and clause 12.1, pro-poor households. Speakers for this item is from the EFF.
Just want to first ask, does the MMC wish to address the item?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, the aim of this item is to rectify an oversight on our part. With the new valuation rules, we didn't change the indigent policy to be able to accommodate extra high valuations. So what happened was, where there had been indigents that had been indigent for many years, they suddenly found their property value being over the maximum level. So that is why we have made this change, and the change is that we now deduct the 300,000 that every household gets, you, myself, everyone gets, 100% rates and taxes free from the value of the house on the application of the indigency. Therefore, those indigents that found themselves outside the bracket now will be back inside the bracket.
Thank you. Councillor Clocker?
No, Speaker, that's a good explanation, Speaker. But this time, Speaker, we are not coming in a form of a question now here. We are coming in a form of a suggestion that maybe we will table here, that this thing applying for indigent when go from bank to bank, you know, this administrative thing, it bothers people and it's so very hectic, Speaker. How about that the municipality link with the SASSA to ensure that if a SASSA has got their beneficiaries, and then maybe you link and then you work with them, and then to ensure that we don't have this long administrative things. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Do you want to address it?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I think it's a great idea. SASSA just says it's too much work because it takes a lot of administration time on their side. They did try to assist us in the Labour department, also helped us, where they allowed us to send in a member of staff 1 day a week. But it interfered with their systems too much. And just to say to the councillors, yes, it is very irritating, but that's exactly what it's meant to be. Because we have found people that are teachers, or that spouse is a teacher, and if they didn't go to the banks, we wouldn't find out. We had a case of where somebody was paying a 10,000 Rand a month bond, but applied for indigency. Well, they must have been earning that money to be able to pay the bond. And Speaker, I can guarantee you that if it was the net value, I'd definitely be an indigent myself.
Do you want to say something, Councillor Brits?
Committee, and I just want to thank all that members on that committee. They've done a great job, and to work with you people every month is a pleasure. Thanks a lot for you.
Executive Mayor.
Mr. Speaker, there was a presentation done at the provincial Premier's this past week, exactly to what Councillor Hloka is indicating. So the province is working on a digital system where municipalities will be able to submit their database into the database of the province, and people can actually apply for indigency online. Then automatically it is linked to your home affairs, your SASSA, social development, various different departments. So they are waiting for all municipality to enter their information, their data into that system, and people will be able to apply even online, which is much easier and less stressful. There are certain documentation that they will have to submit. So the bank one, unfortunately, is within our policy in Midvaal, and that I don't foresee us changing. I think it's a good one. We should stick to it, to exactly to the MMC's point, that we need to ensure that there is no other income that the applicant is receiving. So, but just to mention to council that that's the direction the province is taking. They want to digitalize it, make it much simpler, much easier, and in the system will automatically indicate whether you qualify or you do not qualify based on what you submitted, etc. So the threshold is different from various different municipalities, and I found out that in fact Midvaal is more lenient compared to other municipalities with an up to 11,000. There are municipalities where it's 6,000 Rand. So for those people that often say Midvaal is very expensive or it's expensive to live here, they need to do a little bit of research and just have a look at the other municipalities. The difference with us, councillors, is that our debt and credit control measures are very strict. We are tight here. That's why at times it looks as if we are very hard on residents. It's not that we are hard. It's just that we are efficient and effective on implementing our credit control measures compared to other municipalities. But in terms of cost and affordability, we are far better than many of the municipalities in the province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. You covered, Councillor? Thank you. Can we pass the item, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. Mr. Chabalala.
Item C 3847, report on withdrawals in terms of section 11.4A of the MFMA, 1 April 2026 to 30 June 2026. There are no speakers for this item.
Are we in agreement?
Root.
Thank you.
Item C 3848, report on cost containment measures applied by the municipality and the cost savings on the implementation of the cost containment measures in terms of the Municipal Cost Containment Regulations 2019 for the quarter 1 April 2026 to 30 June 2026 of the 2025-2026 financial year. There are no speakers for this item.
Are we passing an item? Thank you very much.
Item C 3849, approval of the annual performance agreements in terms of section 57.2 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act, Act 32 of 2000 for the period 1 July 2026 to 30 June 2027. There are no speakers for this item.
Are we in agreement?
Agreed.
Speaker,
Yes.
can I just indicate that there is a replacement page that councillors can refer to with some amendments to the original document that was sent. Thank you, Speaker.
I think everybody received it, so I'm comfortable. Can we accept the item, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you.
Item C 3850, Midvaal Local Municipality Mayoral. Speakers for this item is from the EFF.
Councillor Slaughter.
We withdraw this item, Speaker.
Thank you. Are we then in agreement, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Ms. Chablana.
Item C 3851, Electricity Supply Bylaw. There are no speakers for this item.
Can we pass the item?
Agreed.
Thank you very much.
C 3852 for the approval of the appointment of the recommended candidate for Executive Director Finance. Replacement item has been under a separate cover. There are no speakers for the item.
Do we agree? Thank you.
The following addendum is an